to Carl Bildt, the former Prime Minister of Sweden, now the co-chair of the European Council of Foreign Relations. It really is a sea change tonight. The message is, I mean, even disregarding for a second what it means for Ukraine, the message does sound like the US is withdrawing at least partly US support through NATO in Europe. Do you see it that way?
Well, perhaps not that starkly, but it's clearly moving in that direction. I mean, the disturbing thing is, of course, that we have the two big guys, the two big egos. Donald and Vladimir Putin believe that they can maneuver all of the issues on their own, that they can decide the future of the one or the other European nation. It's Ukraine at the moment, but you don't know what's there further down the line. And that is highly disturbing. And also the fact, of course, that, which I thought was rather remarkable, to put it rather mildly, that even before the start of talks, the US made very major concessions of the very major issues. The territorial integrity of Ukraine is thrown away. The NATO option is thrown away. These are key Putin demands that they cave into even before the start of the talks. That's, I mean,
is that a reflection? But is that not just a reflection of reality that people like yourself have always sort of secretly known? And what Donald Trump would say is, okay, it's time to just be real.
Yeah, but I mean, negotiations is negotiations. It might well have been that this would have been an element of what would be the outcome, but then you would have negotiated to get something from Putin for that. Now they have given away, even before the start of the talks, the key Russian demands. They conceded the key Russian demands. Does that mean that Putin is going to say, oh, fine, okay, glory, glory, hallelujah, peace in our time? No. That means that Putin is going to press further demands. And in the belief that Trump is going to continue to cave away and leave Zelensky completely on the wayside.
From a purely European perspective, and by that I'll obviously include the UK, not just sort of EU. From a purely European perspective, what should the Europeans' next move be? Because should they start passing around the tin hat to try and raise more money? Should they be saying this is a reality, we need to spend more ourselves, we have to have our own forces?
Well, we are spending more. I mean, the EU nations have been increasing defense spending by roughly a third in the last few years. And in contrast to what was said previously here, most of the financial support is given by Europeans, not by the Americans. I mean, the Americans are very heavy and dominated the military flows, but the financial flows are dominated by the Europeans. But I mean, for European ears, this sounds like Munich. It sounds like sort of two big leaders wanted to have peace in our time. Faraway country of which they know little. They're preparing to make a deal over the heads of that particular country. And a lot of Europeans know how that particular movie ended.
And I realize a man of your experience and gravitas doesn't use phrases like that lightly. If you then take what you've seen with Ukraine, Putin, Trump, and you add in Trump, Gaza, Jordan, and Egypt, there is a destabilizing force, the like of which is going to be very hard for other countries to manage.
And I would add Finland to that particular list that you had. Yeah, it is unsettling, and we are just, 3 weeks into the chaos. So clearly we have to prepare ourselves for the very fact that the rules-based global order, which was never that much of an order, but still there was an element of order, an element of rules. That seems to be completely discarded by Mr. Putin, obviously, but by Mr. Trump as well.